So what we usually do is that we add a cutaway dart. It's called a cutaway dart. So what you do is that you add your allowance. So this is about 1/2 inch allowance. You draw it like this. Let me show you. 1/2 inch allowance on both sides. Let's say by mistake, you trace out this portion like this, and then by the time you say you want to pivot, you're going to be pivoting your center front away, and this means that we're moving away from our grain line. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to do that manipulation on your bodice block. I'm going to be showing you 4 different locations you can move your waist dart from to. So I'm going to be using our quarter scale block, and as you can see, our dart is on our waist. So I'm going to be showing you how to move your dart from your waist to your shoulder, to your neckline, to your armhole, and to your side seam. And then I'm going to be showing you 2 other ways in which you can split one dart into 2. So as you can see in this image, we split the waist dart and took 1/2 of it to the side seam. And this other one, we split the waist dart and took 1/2 of it to the shoulders. So I'm going to be showing you how to do those manipulations in this video. Let's get started. The first one I'm going to be showing you is our shoulder dart. So I'm going to be showing you how to move your waist dart into your shoulder. Like I said, we're going to be using our quarter scale block. So this is my quarter scale block. And so I made a mark. I marked 1/2 of my shoulder and put a mark there. And this is where this would be our transfer mark. So after marking that, I'm going to then transfer that mark to my paper. And then I'm going to trace out from that mark, I'm going to trace out my block like this to my neckline to one dart leg. So let me do that. So I've traced out my block from this line down to my neckline, down to one dart leg, and then our dart end will be our pivot point. So the next step is to put my pencil on the dart end and then move my block to close my dart. And in closing this dart, I'm going to be transferring it from my waist to my shoulder. So make sure your block doesn't move. Hold it like this, then close my block like this. Actually, let's do that again. So hold it. So I'm holding the pencil on my block, not on the paper, on my block. And then I use my finger to move and close the dart. Hold my block and finish tracing out my block. Trace out and stop at this mark again, this transfer mark. Transfer the mark again to my paper. And that is how to move your waist dart to your shoulders. So I'm going to join so you can see. I'm going to use the end of my dart, of my former dart, and then join to the new dart openings. So that is how to transfer your waist dart to your shoulder. And usually when we are sewing, just a quick tip, when we are sewing this dart, when you're sewing it on your fabric, this would be a lot of fabric, which would mean that this side of your shoulder will be too bulky and you don't want too much bulk. So what we usually do is that we add a cutaway dart. It's called a cutaway dart. So what you do is that you add your allowance. So this is about 1/2 inch allowance. You draw it like this. Let me show you. 1/2 inch allowance on both sides. Like this. Just a quick tip for you to know, for you to note. And then you cut it out, cut away. So it's cut, like I said, cut away that. So you cut this line, this allowance, and then when you sew, when you join the paper together, when you sew, you're going to be sewing on this line, and then that would help reduce the bulk that it would cause on your shoulder. Okay, the next one we're going to do is our neckline. So we're going to be transferring our waist dart into our neckline. So remember the first step. Remember, what is the first step? You got it. The first step is find where you want to transfer the dart to. So I'm already marked my transfer line. So you can decide to transfer the dart to this side of your neck, or maybe more like this. But I'm doing this one, this line here. Let me just erase those ones so you don't get confused. So we're transferring our dart to this mark, to this area. So holding my block again, I'm going to trace out this area like this to the first dart leg. So let's do that. Done transferring, and then we pivot. So we've done this already. Pivot. Oops, my pencil. All right, let's do that again. Hold your pencil on your pivot point or your dart end, and then close. So move your block like this, and then we've closed it. Finish tracing out the rest of my block. See how easy it is. So trace out to my neck, to my transfer line, mark it again on my paper. I did not mark it here, so I'll just do this, and then we'll join the dart to the previous dart end like this. There you go. We've transferred our waist dart into our neckline. The next one we're going to trace out is our armhole. So we're going to be transferring our waist dart into our armhole. So I already have my transfer line marked on my paper, on my block. So for this one, the same thing, I'm going to trace from here to the center front to the first dart leg. We always trace out of the center front first, so that by the time we pivot, we're pivoting the side seam and not the center front. Because if we go the opposite direction, let's say by mistake, you trace out this portion like this, and then by the time you say you want to pivot, you're going to be pivoting your center front away, and this means that we're moving away from our grain line, and we don't want that. We want our center front to remain straight. So that's why we always go trace out the center front, so our center front is done, and then we're only pivoting the side or the side seam. So let's transfer. Okay, so we pivot as usual. Before we do that, I did not transfer this to my paper, so I'll do that. Then pivot and close your dart. Trace out the remaining block. And transfer this mark to the paper to finish. So we've transferred our dart from our waist to armhole. Do the same thing. Join the dart. Draw out the dart. There you go. So we've transferred our waist dart to our armhole. The last one I'm going to show you is we're going to transfer to our side seam. So side seam, I already have my side seam transfer mark on my block. So we're going to trace from here round to this dart leg. I think by now you should have gotten the gist of it. Very easy and straightforward. So you can decide what location you want to transfer your dart to, mark it, and then pivot. Okay, close our dart. Trace out the remaining. This is our mark. Transfer the mark. I didn't transfer this one, so I'll transfer. Then connect your dart. Okay, so we've transferred our dart to our side seam. We're done transferring our dart to the 4 different locations. So shoulder, neckline, armhole, and side seam. Shoulder, neckline, armhole, and side seam. And these other 2, I'm going to show you those ones now. So to do these ones, you will need your tracing paper. You need tracing paper to be able to do these ones. So for this one, so we're doing waist and side seam for the first one. Okay, so for this methods, we're going to be tracing out the entire block. So let's trace out. So I've traced out my block for the 2. So let's start with the first one. The first one, we want waist and side seam. So what I'll do is that I will mark my side seam mark. I'll transfer that mark to my paper. The second one is waist and shoulder. So I already have my shoulder marked on my block. So let me transfer that to my paper. Okay, I have those kept aside. So let's work on the side seam. So to transfer half, so I want to split this dart into 2 and transfer half of it to the side seam. So what I'm going to do first is that I'm going to find half of my dart. Half of my dart, this dart is about 3/4. So half of it is 3/8. So this is half of the dart. Let's do the same thing on this side. 3/8, half of the dart. So you mark that out. So we know how much we're moving. Okay, next thing is that I'm going to draw a line to connect my dart end to this transfer mark. Okay, right, after doing that, I'll take my tracing paper and trace out this tiny portion here. After tracing it, I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so this is it. going to put it back on my paper. This is my tracing paper cut out. I'm going to fit it back on our paper like this, and then pivot. You know our pivot point, our dart end. So I'll place my pencil there and move this tracing paper to close the dart halfway like this. So we're stopping at the halfway point of the dart. So move it like this. Like that. And tape it down like this. So we've created 2 darts. So I'll just draw it out to make it more visible for you. This is the first dart leg, or the dart opening, or the waist dart. This is our waist dart, and this is our side seam dart. Yeah. Okay, so we split one dart into 2. Let's do the second one. So we're transferring half of our waist into our shoulder. So what I would do is, can you guess? Based on your knowledge here, you guessed right. So connecting my dart end to my transfer mark like that, and then I'll trace out this part of the block. Take my tracing paper and trace out. And when we're tracing out, we trace out using the main dart leg, not the halfway point, but the main dart leg. Okay, so let's trace out. I'm done tracing out. I'm going to cut it. I'm done cutting. Place it back on our paper like this. Fit it back in. And guess what we're going to do? I'm sure you're guessing correctly. Take your pencil again, and we're going to pivot. Put it on the pivot point like this, and then close. So move. I'm going to move this to close it halfway. Oops. Let's do that again. Move it to close it halfway. Go. Right. And tape. Tape it, and that's it. We've transferred half of our waist to our shoulder. So let me draw out this line so you can see the waist. So you can see the waist that well. So transferred half of our waist that into our shoulder, and we don't need to use a cutaway dart on this shoulder because the bulk is not going to be too much compared to the first one we did, right? So this is how to transfer, or how to split one dart into 2. So I've shown you how to pivot your waist dart into 4 different locations, as well as split your waist dart into 2 and transfer the other half to 2 different locations. I hope you learned something new in this video. That manipulation can be fun and interesting, so take out time to practice it. It's not difficult, very easy. So practice, practice, practice. I'll see you in my other videos. Thank you for watching.